Awesome.
Great. So now it says it's recording.
Awesome.
Okay.
Great.
So this phone right here is a very powerful instrument in that it takes voice recognition, like a person could say what's challenging them, and then they would speak to how they want to overcome the challenge. Within approximately 12 seconds, we are able to capture that energy and have the ability to treat them, have the ability to totally treat them. Excuse me, just 1 second. Hey, Pearl, I'm on the conference call. Can you zoom in? Okay, I sent the link. Okay, peace. Bye-bye. All right, thank you. So that was one of my leaders. Pearl lives in North Carolina. She's never really done multi-level. This is the first opportunity. Within a week's time, she made $744. So she works in a law firm and she's a secretary, but is she motivated? Because she works with chiropractors, she works with massage therapists, and she works with other healthcare providers. So Pearl shared this with the healthcare providers and they all got it. That's what we want to do, because the voice activation is actually something in real time that could actually help people get better. Now, every time we speak, we are actually using frequencies. We're using notes. We're using A sharp, D sharp, F, B, and E, and C. And G is like the earth, it grounds us. And each of these notes actually go pure tones into the brain. There's a section that wraps around the ear that's called the amygdala. And the amygdala, when it's hijacked, you can look it up. When the amygdala is hijacked, we tend to repeat over and over the same conversations. And as you know, you're changing the inner thought, the inner voice, the part of you that really speaks the truth to yourself. No matter what the programming is, you are going to believe you. So we're excited about offering this AL technology, the voice activated system, because it absolutely can change very quickly a person's psychological state. And as we work with this technology pretty soon, uh, you're going to have, we're going to have as a community, we're going to have some pretty powerful testimonials. And we're going to have testimonials of how just the first application, the voice, can absolutely ground people. When they listen to the sound that comes from it, their bodies will begin to generate balance. And as they are beginning to make balance, the quality of their thinking will begin to become stable. Yes, because you're controlling the inner thoughts, you're controlling the inner conversation. Okay, so it's called inner voice. And on this technology, can everyone see the phone? Yes. Okay, so on this technology, all you're going to do is hit the little mic, and then you're going to talk about what's pressing you that's causing upset. And then you're going to change the conversation to the possibility. And within that amount of time, 12 seconds, you're going to begin to see a bar that pops up. This bar represents notes, tones. And then you're going to actually hit report, and then you're going to see a report of what you found. Now, the most powerful thing about this phone, this technology, is all of this doesn't require any paperwork. You just hit the mailbox, send, and you can send that report to anybody if they have an email address. So you're going to get 5 basic reports that tell you the psychological and emotional deficiencies that you have with those notes. And I'm going through the report now. And it's going to tell you the areas of your body that need balance. And as you begin to look at the report, it is an inner conversation that you're having with yourself and with the client that is going to give them a place where they can begin to honestly face what's present, write this down, and then look at what's preferred, and then move to some action. So in counseling, we always look at what's present. My background is counseling psych. I did that for many years at the University of California, Santa Barbara as an EOP counselor. And I did a lot of Gestalt classes and a lot of personal development, including Landmark Forum. And before that was Landmark, I did S. I've done SAGE training. I've done pretty much every personal development class ever because I believe in personal development. And given my background, I had to do it in order to be healthy enough to work with many of the clients that I work with. Because if you're not healthy, you can't really affect anybody's health. You're a magnet, and you have to be able to receive the universal energy so that you can give it. And this tool could be used by everyone. I'm going to stress that you could use this technology, and we are here to help you. It is a medical device that has been sold to doctors. They just opened it up to chiropractors, but generally MDs, DOs, that's doctors of osteopathic medicine, neurosurgeons, psychologists, psychiatrists are beginning to attend these seminars for 25 years. They've been doing them all over the world, mostly in Europe, Holland, Sweden. It seems to be the European countries understand frequency, and yet it started here. It started here with the Egyptians, but then later, a wonderful gentleman named Royal Raymond Rife really moved it forward with radionics. And radionics for many years have been outlawed. If you talked about radionics, using a witness, like voodoo or voodoo, using blood or using hair to treat someone, it was considered, practicing witchcraft. Really. But it wasn't. Now we make this technology so that everyone can have it. Now they asked us to sell this and share it with doctors, but my vision is to share it with the true healers, which is you. Each and every one of you have been hand selected and have been decreed and prayed for. We hold an emotional vibration, a spiritual vibration, that now it's our time to take back our lives. We've fallen into the matrix. And now with this technology, you can get out. With these basic 5 programs, you will be able to unlock the pineal gland. Now, the pineal gland, for those of you that are new, is the architect of the soul. And here it is, right here. You can open up that energy. If you can decalcify that energy, you can definitely get 5th dimensional. So in our basic programs, which is the voice recognition, it is working on the psychological planes on 4 levels. You'll be listening to tunes that are selectively designed for you. And we would suggest, me and the Ascended Masters would suggest that you listen to these tunes. Would someone mute their line?
I would not think that Cheryl's.
We actually do hear a little talking in the background.
If Cheryl works for Ona.
Would you mind muting your phone, please? Thank you. Okay, so if you would use just these 4 programs and listen to them 3 times a day, 3 times a day for 2 weeks, it's the equivalent of doing 20 years of psychotherapy. That's the power of using this technology.
We need people to mute their lines, please. We hear a lot of talking in the background. Sorry, Dr. Mark.
The moderators can just remove them. It's too much noise.
Okay, great. Thank you. All right, so not only can you use this technology for yourselves, but you could use it for other people, your clients, your friends, You could use it for anyone that you have a relationship with. So that's the first program. Then you would
Dr.
listen.
Mark, I can't hear you because someone is it's like static or something is coming in.
Dr.
Okay.
Mark, you can mute everyone.
Eunice Hall is the one whose line is not muted.
Okay, thank you.
That was on.
Dr. Mark, you can mute everybody yourself.
Great. And how's that?
They're
Down where
not all
you,
muted. They're not all muted.
Okay.
you should be able to mute all because you're the moderator.
All right. Hold on.
Eunice is still not muted. Everybody else is muted. There you go.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you, Dr. Gales. So if you can hear this, these are the tones that you would be listening to. But what's laid in under that is your voice. And as you're listening to these tunes, they are actually impacting your amygdala. See, the headsets that you have are designed to hook into the occiput and then connect right here on this bone. And then after you do your scan, you simply pull them back to the ears, and then you can hear the speakers. So it goes very deeply into the amygdala. Now the company has given us these surround sound little earbuds. And some of you may have gotten this if you just recently received your AO. These earbuds are actually like surround sound speakers. Like you hear the music all around you when you listen to them. And these are the new ones that come with your AO. But you can buy headsets and plug them in too. You can get some real good Bose headsets because the quality of the sound coming from these headsets is pretty good. But when you use these, you can feel the vibration in your body. You feel it in your body. The vibration travels through your neural net and it's traveling very deeply inside of your field, your electromagnetic field. Okay, so that's the first program. The second program on this is called Vital Scan. And with the Vital Scan, it actually talks about blood, gastrointestinal functions, nutritional analysis, physical functions 1 through 5, and toxicity 1 through 5. Toxicity levels 1 through 5. Now let me tell you what that means. When we talk about nutritional, it will show you what's in reference range and what's out of reference range. So some of us have really true vitamin D3 deficiencies. So we need to take like 50,000 units of D3 because we're not in the sun and we have sometimes histories of epigenetics of our ancestors that have caused us to be deficient in D3. All right, so now you can actually use this technology and give your body the frequency of D3. That's revolutionary. And you can feel the energy going through you. You can feel it going through you. When it comes to the physical functions, there's something called the optimized frequency. And when you hit the optimized frequency after you've done your scan, it generally scans the brain. I mean, it just scans the brain. And this is what it looks like when you're running a scan. It's going up and down the brain. And when you plug in the speakers, it's scanning from right to left in your brain. It's scanning from side to side in your brain. And you hear the frequencies moving from one ear to the other, like bioneural beats. We're activating both hemispheres though. This process is around 30 seconds, and it will go through the whole entire body in that time. Then we can go to optimizer frequencies after you finish that scan, and then you can absolutely work on the brain. So the mind is the battlefield. The mind is where all the communication starts in your thinking and travels through the body. But our gut holds a lot of information too. So we think with our first brain, which is our gut. The second brain is the computer, the processor. So you're going to start working on your gastrointestinal systems as well as the optimizer for your brain. And the scan is done. The next thing you do is you generate a report, and the report, get a load of this report. The report is powerful. It's like 14 pages of some of the greatest information you would ever want to know about yourself.
Excellent.
And in the report, you're going to see a lot of greens, and you're going to pay attention to the reds. The reds would show the imbalances. But we don't want you to be in bondage to the imbalances. What we want you to do is to begin to subtly alkalize your body, move towards more vegetarian lifestyle, and certainly use the technology to clear your brain. And then slowly you'll see the reds go away. I've been working with people, including myself, for about 2 weeks straight. And I've had the opportunity to see people go from reds to now all greens. So I know it's working. And tonight we'll have testimonial of how we use this in space and actually help people heal in space. So there's 14 pages of the vital scan. And those of you that have this unit, you want to start using it so you could see. The next is the comprehensive section. And the comprehensive section is a scan for the arteries, the upper trunk. But the greatest thing that I like is the chromosomes. Because if we can heal at a DNA level of our chromosomes, we can regenerate and reverse the aging process. I have known mysteries in Chinese medicine, and I have actually created a fountain of youth. If you really knew my age, you would be surprised. Most people, when they find out, they're like shocked. Because we can reverse the aging process. It's not just an ORAC or an antioxidant thing, it's a telomere thing. It's a brain neurological DNA thing. And what if you could remap that? Well, we can with this technology. Not only do you have that, but you can work on the connective tissue. In Qigong, when your body gets cold in the wintertime, the tissue begins to swell in the joints, in the cartilage, and that's the stiffness. So we would say start putting in the body right now a little bit of peppers and things like cayenne, and start taking the astragalus and start building the ashnawanga, start building your chi for the winter. Well, now that we have this, we can work on the connective tissue, the spine, and the fluid in the spine. Cerebral spinal fluid, that's chi. Your lymph is chi. And this program clears lymph, it clears heart, it clears arteries, it gets rid of congestion in the muscle, it gets rid of the streptococcus virus, it gets rid of all the viruses and bacteria and fungus that are shutting down and stopping the aging process. I mean, holding the aging process. Now you can reverse the aging process because you can use this technology to even go into the adrenals, clear up the blood, clear up issues around the breast, and even get down into the cells, heal kidneys, large intestine, liver, lungs, pancreas, reproductive organs, really repair the prostate, even get rid of fibroid tumors. It's all frequencies. And once you begin to understand that and run these scans, now I'm scanning that section, it will begin to clear the body. How often do you use this? Every day. Every day. And you will see great changes. I use the tones 3 times a day. And if you have a very clean lifestyle where your diet is good, you can probably use it more without detoxing. But you will detox. And detox is skin eruptions, cold flu-like symptoms, headache, irritability, skin rashes. These are all detoxification systems, signs. And your body will do that as you begin to detox. If you use it more than that, you will throw yourself into detox, especially if you're not drinking good, clean, alkaline water or Kangen water or, pH water. So you can talk to Dr. Amani about getting the machine because you gotta detox. This is what this is about. But the good thing is this program in here will actually help you detox naturally. You will go to the bathroom a lot. You will accelerate even pooping. It's no problem using this. It's all frequencies because you can go into the gut and clean all that up. Now, this is a very, very big file, the comprehensive file, so it will take a moment to clear. And then you can go to Optimizer and focus in on the brain. Dr. Amani and I believe that everyone can learn how to use this and everyone can treat themselves, but you got to come to class. You got to tell your people to get on these calls so that they can learn, so that you can learn. At a Hemke Center for Wholeness, I established that center in 1992 here in Georgia. And we're dedicated to transforming our lives that we touch so that the people that we come in contact with clear up just like in the process of life itself. All of my staff has this technology and they use it because we've been using it. We've been using OnDemand. You can visit my website, ahimki.net, AHIMKI. We've been at this for a long time and we're just getting started. I am so excited about finally having something affordable so that now I can talk to people intelligently about the future. And it's right now. There is no past. There is no future. There's just now. We are fifth dimensional people. We live in the now. Past and present are still existing, but we live now. So it's within us. So we can heal epigenetics. Some of you know that I've done Soul Constellation. I had an opportunity to study with the late Dr. Credo Mutwa. God bless him. And in the Soul Constellation, we learned that you need to heal 9 generations in the past. In order to get rid of the challenges that you face, they're epigenetics. You're just carrying the signal, but the signal was way back there. Poverty was way back there. Sickness was way back there. Stress and disease, arthritis, diverticulitis, irritable bowel, all of that was way back there. And now you are the record keeper of all that. But with this technology, now you can go through those portals. And this is just the basic conversation, because I know many of you do not have a clue about what I'm talking about. But I promise you, if you stay connected, tapped in, turned on, and tuned in, you will get up to speed because it's part of your genetic coding. You were born for such a time as this. And this is a clarion call to wake up. Everybody.
I usually get 100s.
Everybody needs this.
One Saturday to the other. I saw they had your name in the corner.
What name? That's my name.
Paris.
Paris. I got all my, look.
All right, if you would just mute your calls. Great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just about wrapped up and then I'll do Q&A. Thank you.
I got Mr. Smith art, 10:30 a.m. Mr. Carter music is outside on Wednesday. And
Thank you.
Money calling, but it's up there though.
Oh, it's up there now.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Are you with me? Can you hear me? Okay, good. Okay, so now we're just about wrapping up here. We just did the inner voice. This is part of your homework every day, is to speak in terms of what's so, and then create a solution, what's present, what's preferred, and then an action. And then the second one is the vitals, which you're scanning your body, checking on that. And then the comprehensive is more the DNA, the cells, much more deeper look at everything. But the selfie is the most powerful for me. And that's how you can heal people, using the selfie. Because in the selfie, you can do drop downs and then work on all the emotional issues that you have. You can do the drop down and clear the emotional issues, and then you can do the drop downs and clear out, let's say, pancreas, clear out digestion, clear out overweight. You can begin to clear these systems. You can actually begin to clear out blood pressure. And I'll show you in our future days of how you can erase the tracing of the medication that have totally taken your libido out of place. I can show you how to get rid of harmful drugs and bacteria. This is selfie. Write this down: subtle energy frequency imprinter. Yes, I'm a teacher. You have homework. Now, in this subtle energy frequency imprinter, there's something called the quantum reach. And when you hit that, you drop down into fractal amplifier. And in the fractal amplifier, there are all of these things that you could see. Abundancy. You can work on concentration, determination, breathe free, confidence, self-esteem, and love, determination, energy, focus, forgiveness, health and recovery, inner peace, immune system, love, memory, focus, pain-free, stamina. It just goes on and on. Resolve, sleep, stamina, stress-free, even success. Now, affirmations are very important, but when you can link the frequency to the intention going into your amygdala, you can change the game. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And those old patterns are erased permanently. And then you can run the fractal indicator for 2 minutes in broadcast, looking at the symbol and looking at glasses that are actually going to help imprint in your neural net the vibration that you need to change the condition permanently. So that was abundance. Then you can drop down into the next area and see organs, adenoids, alcoholism, drugs, anemia, amenorrhea, angina pectoralis, antiseptics, itching, rectal itching, lack of appetite, hardening of the arteries, arthritis, asthma, and it just goes on and on. Halitosis, blood pressure high, blood pressure low, boils, breast challenges, tumors in the breast, shortness of breath, burns, bruises, radiation toxicity from the chemotherapy and the radiation that burns people out, that causes neuropathy in the legs. You can reverse that. You got all the cancers, you can clear them. And then on top of that, colitis, all the digestive system, all the coughing, even COVID, hearing issues, diabetes, diphtheria, abdominal distension, dullness, drug addiction. Drug addiction. This is a game changer. Hearing, dizziness, inner ear imbalances, tinnitus, ringing in the ears, inflammation in the elbow, enlarged glands, prostate, epilepsy, esophagus, inflammation in the eyes, blurry eyes, cataracts, cross eyes, degenerative eyes. It goes on and on. Styes on the eye, fainting, fascia, fear, fissures in the rectum, flatulence, flu, fluid in the lungs, fluid in the testicles, fluid in the ovaries. We're not calling it cancer, we're just calling it the illusion. Gastritis, goiter, gout, gout, gout. You can clear it. It's a frequency. Hair loss, 1 and 2. Hallucinations. We're going to get some testimonials because you won't believe me if I tell you a guy came in that was headed, his girlfriend and the family had decided taking him to Ridgeview. But his girlfriend knew my number and dropped in on a Saturday. And after working with him a few minutes, getting his neurotransmitters back, turning down the fight flight in his brain, he slept 45 minutes, rested, went to work Monday, didn't do 72 hours in Ridgeview, straitjacket. Game changer. I'm an acupuncturist and I like to tell you I'm very good, but I've never seen Chinese medicine fix that because his problem was shin. It's 9 generations. It's all about stress and trauma that his family doesn't even understand because his soul knows. And we're able to go to the soul and clear that out. You could even clear sexual traumas from the abuse of rape. There's programs to get rid of herpes. Who wouldn't want this technology? The only reason why you wouldn't want it is that you don't know about it. And the only reason why your friends don't have it is because you haven't told them yet. I want to talk to leaders and train leaders. I am serious. This is my legacy. I've been doing this since 1982, and my wife is on the call. She'll tell you. This is what I do with every nickel and dime I make. I put it in the technology so I can give it to the people. And now you have it. And I want to train you to know as much as I know and more, because I need you to make it better so when I come back, this place is better. And you ought to want the same thing. We can change it. Not only can we get to hypertension, but we can get to hypoxia and hysteria and ileocolitis and impotency. We can bring back lead into the pencil of the old guys. We can get rid of infections. We can get rid of testicular infections, all the influenzas, all the injuries, all the soft tissue. We can even help people get drunk. We can get them liberated from alcohol. We can get rid of jaundice, joint pain. We can get rid of lack of conductivity. We can get rid of all kinds of things, including leukemia. It just keeps going. Lymph, malaria, mitochondria weakness, mental issues, mongoloidism, morning sickness, mucus, muscular fatigue, heart, myocarditis, nephritis, nerve inflammation, neuroses, nicotine poisoning, nocturnal emissions, fear, osteoporosis, ovaries, pancreatic disorders, peptic disorders, and it just keeps going. Pinworms, get a load of that, parasites, all within this program. Poor circulation, pyorrhea, bleeding gums, Raynaud's disease, That's when your hands turn blue. We can get rid of that using frequencies. Rib pain, scurvies, sexual weakness, shell shock, shingles. It just keeps going. Sprains, strains, streptococcus infections, stiff shoulders, stiff neck. I'll stop there. The last thing I want to show you is how you can make remedies, how you can charge your jewelry, how you can charge your rings and your watches, and you can put frequencies in your rings and your watch. How you can do that? Well, first of all, you're going to bring up the subtle energy field, and it looks like fire. And then you simply hit that button, and now you're erasing any contaminants that are on this plate. And you can do 15 milliliter bottles, or the company actually has their own homeopathic bottles that they sell. And you just would drop this on there and then erase it. And then when you got done, you simply go to the imprint, the red button, and you hit start. And then you could put the vitamin or the mineral or the homeopathic there. And then you could put what you want to put the energy into here. And when I turn the volume up, you'll hear subtle energy going through it because it's the frequencies that you want to put in it. Picture that. You can program your own remedies with all of the frequencies that you need. I was telling some healers about that years ago, and it was just not, and it was way over their head. But I kept on going, and I started proving it because I had a company called Balanced Living International, and I put frequencies in all of those products, and those products were the bomb.com. And I'm going to go get it back, but I'm making it frequencies now. Because one thing about frequencies, once you make that remedy, I could broadcast to you anywhere and you would get it. Now, we're going to open it up and ask questions. You can ask questions because I think it would be really important to hear from some of you. Dr. Cheryl George? Great. So I'm trying to unmute you now. Great.
She can unmute herself, Dr. Mark.
Great. Dr. Cheryl, are you on the line? Great. Any questions?
I'm here.
Hey, Dr. Cheryl, someone asked me if I could treat in space. Would you share what happened to you today? This is Dr.
Yes,
George.
I was having lower back problems. I called Dr. Mark's office, and he was able to treat me with his new device, the phone type thing, with the beeps and everything. And in my conversation, he said it was going to take about 15 minutes. In my conversation with him, I don't know, I forgot, and I leaned forward to go pick something up, something I wasn't able to do for the last 2 days, and I got super excited because I was in so much pain. I was not able to lean forward. I was not able to bend down and pick anything up, but I was after a few minutes of the treatment with him.
How about that medicine? I haven't seen Dr. Cheryl in 2 weeks. She called up with a condition, and I simply used the AL scan. How I did it is really simple. I logged her name in, Dr. Cheryl George. Can you see it? Say yes. And then I actually went to the quantum search, and I ran the program, and this is what she heard. Now that frequency is for her. and it took care of her back pain in space. That's thebomb.com, ladies and gentlemen. That's
Dr.
thebomb.com
Mark,
in space.
Hey, Doc.
Hey,
I have a
hey.
Yes. I would appreciate if you could mute yourselves, just because we want the interference to go so we can have a recording. Thank you.
That's the person trying to connect. I have a question, Dr. Mark.
Yes, Dr. Gale.
Can you explain when you run the reports, the colors from the inner voice?
Yes.
So the only person that's, okay, that's coming from Osun Winola.
Pearl, that's coming from you. Thank you, Pearl.
Okay. Can you sort of explain the colors from the inner voice? When I look at the color chart, all the descriptions that it gave basically told me I was a hot mess.
Yes.
From an emotional perspective, from a physical perspective, and much of it I know is not me.
Well, let me tell you that I can explain it, and I can tell you exactly what it's telling you. You just moved.
Okay.
You went through the dark night of the soul in transition. So your morphogenetic field is a mess. You're not, but the energy that you've been around has been a mess. And that's what it picks up. We are morphogenetic beings, meaning that you have a physical body, a mental body, an emotional body. And when we talk about denial, that's not a place in Egypt. So you might not really be seeing it, but your energy field is showing.
Telling me that. Okay.
I'm telling you clearly that your energetic field is that way, and that those colors and the notes and the sounds, consistently listening to it is worth 20 years of psychotherapy. And I know you, Dr. Gales, you know a lot. You've written books on frequency, but you haven't done the work yet. That's what it's saying. You're the great writer. You've done some work, and you picked up a lot of cobwebs working on people. And this is telling you to do your work so that there's no hole in the bottom of the bucket. That's all it's pointing to. You've got a hole in the bottom of the bucket. And those colors that you see on that inner voice is pointing it out. Now, here's the power. You're going to order the glasses. And when you put that fractal energy in your eyes while you're listening to it, while you're looking at the sacred geometry symbols that are being shown, you're going to change that pattern, not just for you, but 9 generations in the back and 9 generations in the front. This will help your kids, 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 because where you stand, you don't see the fragmentations of you and how it affects your kids, your children, your adults. All of that's at play here. So don't think of it like I'm good, because you are good. But think about how you can change for that linear timeline. It does exist.
What do you mean when you say when I order the glasses? What glasses?
Well, in the back office of AO, there are glasses that correspond. They're like $82, and they correspond to each of the rays that you're looking at on the phone. Each of those rays, there's a system called Jo-Ray. I studied this Japanese system called Jo-Ray. And Jo-Ray is colors, and those colors are related to ascended masters. Now, I don't want to blow you away, because this technology is way deeper than your imagination. But yet your imagination has led you to this call. You are Morpheus. You are Neo. And you are going to wake up and know that you know Kung Fu. Because the download is going to be when you look at that sound and you put on those glasses, you're going to get plugged in and get out of the matrix. That's what
Okay.
kept you stuck. That's what's been keeping us all stuck, is that we know better than we do. And we haven't been doing this. Because this is the real deal.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Check the glasses out. Go to AO, look in your back office under tools, and you'll find those glasses. Those glasses are powerful. Yes. Next question.
Hey, Dr. Mark, this is Ken. Can I speak?
Yes, you may.
Okay, I have a comment and then I have two questions. Have you heard of silent sound technology?
Yes.
Okay, all right, that's good. Now, what I'd like to know is I have a member of my family who had recently had back surgery. She's having massive reactions from these titanium plates that was put in to support her spine. And I just wanted to know if this technology would be able to help her relieve pain and all that. Plus, one more thing I'd like to say is that what will happen to us when Big Pharma finds out that we are taking doctors off the payroll?
Okay. Well, your first question is, what will happen if you use this technology on a loved one that has rods and plates in their back? They would improve because you're using energy, you're using frequencies to change the disruption that the surgery caused. And then you can go into the neural net and impact the DNA. And then you can provide structure to the muscles, nerves, bones, and help them heal. But mostly the back pain is related to lack of financial support, stuck into the past. They never fixed that. They did the surgery, but they never fixed the reason why the back went out. Now you can go into the telomeres, the rods and cones, and fix that. I mean, if you're following me, I'm telling you that most pain is not real. It's based upon something else. And this is called Feelings Buried Alive. Carol, you need to look for that book, Feelings Buried Alive, Never Die. Because in her book, like Louise Hayes, she tells you that there's an emotional, psychological, and spiritual issue. Carol Truman. So in her book, she tells you that back pain really represents a few things. And she also gives a prescription that goes like this. Spirit, supermaster, super consciousness, come through the generations of time and eternity. Heal the incidents and the appendages that brought this on in the first place. Do it according to the Most High's will until I'm present in the light and free. I forgive myself. I forgive the people that harm me. And I forgive the doctors that screwed me up. That's the work she has to do. But you can do that with the inner voice. And then once you lift that burden off of you, your back begins to heal. It can help. Now, what can we do when Big Pharma comes after us? This phone is a medical phone. You can call people. It's not even medical. I call it a radionics phone. You can dial someone and it will be invisible. When you treat someone like I treated the doc today, I treated her in space. There was no drug, there was no prescription. It was like prayer. So pharma is never going to come after us. As a matter of fact, as long as we don't make medical claims and say that this is diagnosing, prescribing, and treating, you'll be okay. And I'll help you. I've been a naturopath in this state for over 27, 28 years. I've had the Georgia Medical Board visit me 3 times. As long as I stay within the scope of my God-given talents, fine. And you will be fine too. Don't step outside of your training. It's really good if you don't have a medical background because you got no license to lose. You're just praying for people. And this is a phone. This is a regular phone. You can email, you can Facebook, you can Twitter, you can tweet, you can YouTube, you can anything with this phone. And yet it is a radionics machine. Thank you for your question.
Thank you for answering. Great.
Yes. Anyone else?
I don't have a question, I have a comment.
Yes, your name, please.
This is Dr. Goodman.
Hey, Dr. Goodman.
Hey, I missed so much, whatever, and I hope that you did record before. I do apologize, I was on other calls.
Hey,
But
Dr. Goodman, did you get my email? Obviously, I sent you a. Everyone, Dr. Goodman is my sponsor. That's how I heard about AL Scan. So throw your hands up for Dr. Goodman.
yay. And I throw my hands up to the Lord for even bringing me to you, because I'm listening. I just got on like 8:45, but I am blown away by how you are breaking this down and connecting the dots. So thank you so much, Dr. Mark, for what you're bringing to everybody. I just want to share one quick testimony so that Ken, I think it was the gentleman that was just speaking, can understand. I had a fellow who had more than 6 or 7 years worth of back pain, came into me last week, severe, to the point where he'd gone to chiropractors and barely could move very well. But somewhere just before that, 2 weeks before the pain got very, very excruciating, his 2 grandsons got put into jail for being involved in some kind of shootout. So those things corresponded at the same time. And he also had some money troubles at the same time. But only thing that we needed to do in the office was we did the inner voice, the scan, let him speak. And then we did the vital scan, the comprehensive, optimized him, sent him away so that he could come back Monday, Wednesday, Friday for repeat scans. When he came back on Wednesday, his back pain, which he came in on Monday, was at a 6 or 7. When he left me, it was down to about a 3. When he came back on Wednesday, the back pain was at 0, which I was blown away with because I've known this man for more than 2 years. He's always had back pain. But the inner voice, when he listened to it 3 times a day, it replaces those notes, those physiological, those psychological, those emotional things that you're missing. And I was just speaking with someone. The scripture tells us that out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You're giving that frequency. And even Dr. Gale, I don't know you, but I looked at my inner voice and I was like, well, I'm a hot mess too. But by the same token, I've done so much work that I knew it was accurate, even though I put on a brave face for my patients, for my family. And I keep it together because I refuse to allow myself to fall apart. But by the same token, I know when I'm speaking and I'm doing that, I hope, Dr. Mark, you told him the 5 seconds, eyes closed, eyes open, eyes closed, eyes open, that thing. But when you get all of the emotions up to the top of the vocal cords and you speak, your heart is actually sending out the frequency, and this thing is scanning it and saying, this is what I need to replace to make you whole. And when you listen to it, it actually does psychologically change you. My voice dropped several octaves when I first did it the first time, back to how deep my voice was when I was in high school. And my posture improved so that I was sitting up straighter. Like after you do workouts for the back, my back pulled itself where it was supposed to be. And all of this was just from the inner voice. So I don't want anybody to think that this is something that won't work. Your voice, you know, when you sing or when you hear people praying or just the human voice itself, because we have the ability to speak things into existence. There's power in that. And this thing is scanning and giving you back what you were missing. So it changes your physiology. And I just wanted to give that testimony of the guy who had 6 years worth of back pain, treated by many, many people. And the only thing that made it go away in less than 48 hours was him listening to those tones to heal himself. That's all.
Yes. Hey, thank you for that, Dr. Goodman. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you back.
Yes. There was a Dr. Cheryl George who was at a chiropractor's office today and called me in distress, and I was able to treat her over the phone using the drop down for the emotions, but also the back pain. And I just used the beats. I had her listen to the beats and it cleared her in space. So she didn't have to come to the office. And now I'm working on a friend's mother in space. It's amazing what you can do in space. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question. So I don't have my phone yet, but clearing these conditions that you said, do you wait you do one after another, or can you do multiple?
Well, you know, it starts off with you speaking into the AL scan, and we will train you on the process of how to do that. That will be our next call. We'll do some demonstrations. Many of you will have calls. So with Zoom, I will be able to walk you through it. But then after 12 seconds, it will capture your voice. And you'll think of something really challenging that you're facing, and then also see the opportunity of how you can overcome it, or what's present, and then something preferred, you know, where you're shifting and creating that contrast. And then you listen. Each vignette will play for about 3 minutes, and there will be 4. And then you'll look at the graph. You can go and see, Brigitta, what's coming up in your report. And I'm suggesting that you buy the glasses and you put them on when you're doing the work, because it will go deeper. We showed earlier of how the headsets are made and how they are connecting so that they can actually go into cranial nerve 5. And when they hit cranial nerve 5, the vibration goes into the amygdala. We talked about people being hijacked, which is repetitive thinking over and over, same thoughts over and over. Well, you can erase that. This technology will help you lift that up. And then, of course, you can look in the glasses and see the notes that you need, because the colors are related to the frequencies of the notes. And in your work that you're going to see in your report, it will tell you what you need. So it's very specific. And then you can begin to do 3 times a day for 2 weeks is the equivalent of 20 years of psychotherapy. That's what I'm saying. It's possible. Any other questions?
Yeah, actually, how often are these trainings?
Oh, we'll do it. I would like to create a team, and I have members, leaders that have signed up, and I will host the call at least 3 times a week. And I'm hoping leaders will step up and do the other 4 times a week, so we can do it 7 days a week. I will do it 3 times a week, training. But I would like for us to talk about the company. I would like for us to talk about the industry, what's happening in the industry. And that will cover, this is a multi-level company where we can cover, we make 40% off of every personal person we enroll. We're getting paid 5 levels deep, 10% second, 10% third, 10% fourth, and 30% fifth level. And I would like to talk about how we make money doing this company. And then I would like to talk about training. And then I'd like to have people give testimonials. So I'm laying the foundation. This was impromptu. This is my desire to educate people, especially you, Brigitta. I want you to be comfortable using this technology. So many people buy technology like this, including me, from other companies, and we can't use it. We can't get people on the phone, and when we listen on the phone, it's just rah, rah, nobody ever tells you how to use it. That was my experience, and I am now doing this so that I can change the game, so that doesn't have to be anybody else's experience. I want to make it just that plain, so that you will be better than me. That's my goal at explaining this, that you will want to do what I'm doing. I'm having that much fun. Not only you will make more money, because I will help you make more money. I'm committed to you and everybody on this line being more successful than me. And if I help you get what you want, I will get what I want.
Okay, Doc.
Respect, recognition. not from you, but from me, because I did what I said I was going to do on my watch. And this is my watch right now. So I'm taking responsibility for the watch. And I'm committed to 3 times a week, making sure you all get it. And I'm looking for other leaders that will partner with me. I have a couple on this call so that we can grow this business. I'm looking at Dr. Imani. We've been in a few things together, and her integrity is the best I've ever been around. And it doesn't get any better than the people on this call right now. And I think we can do some incredible things for our communities and for the world. We first heal ourselves, then we heal our families, then the community and the world. That's my vision. How many of you want to join it?
Yes.
Great.
Amen,
Then be on the
amen.
call tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. You did good tonight. We got about 20 plus participators. I
Okay.
know we can do 60 tomorrow.
Yes.
I need you to tell your friends that we are going to have a Friday night drive-in movie.
Dr. Mark,
I
one
like that.
testimonial I want to share. Can I?
Yes, please.
And I know you mentioned earlier about digestion. One of the things that came up for me when I did the inner voice scan the first time was some, congestion in my stomach and my colon. And I just did a 45-day fast. I'm just coming off of that. Liquids, it wasn't a starvation fast. I did liquid smoothies, blended soups and stuff. But, it was more for the discipline. But how about the day, let me say, I did it at night. The next day, I ran them again in the morning. That day, and that was 2 days ago, I went to the bathroom probably about 7 times.
Wow.
And I had to just laugh. I was like, okay, so I'm really full of stuff.
Cleansing.
Cleansing, yeah. I mean, but it got deep. There was something about the tones that moved everything. For some reason, I was holding on to what wasn't serving my body. Even though I was doing the cleansing and the fasting and all of that, there was still gook that I was holding on to. And these tones helped to move that stuff right on out. And I was just, wow, I was happy.
I worked on a client too who suffers from constipation, and her workaround is colonics at least twice a week. And I thought maybe that could be a little too much because of the bacteria and all that you're washing out. And she goes, no, that's kind of how it is. My mother was like that, and I'm like that. So I ran just the basic vitals, and it moved her at least 2 bowel movements in her session.
Nice.
So we know that when you loosen up the neural net, when you clear out the emotional patterns, then the body can release. Okay, just a quick thing. I did hear from Gail, Dr. Gail, and she sent me an email saying that many of our people that have been in the business, like Pearl, Gordon, Oshun, for just a week or two, who making money, you actually have to go to the back office and put in how you want the routing, your routing number and your account number, so that they can mail you out the checks or deposit the money into your account. The company missed the 15th because many of us did not go to our back office and put in the accounting information. So go to your back office. I will stick around after the call and be glad to help you go to the back office and figure out, your routing number and your account number, so that you can make sure that you get your check. That's the hold up. The check should be issued within the next day or so. Our fearless leader, Gail, is on it. I mean, she's fighting for us. She was able to keep us at the $95 wholesale to sign up one time, just one time, and then $475 for the phone right now if you want to get started, and then $114 monthly subscription. But the subscription doesn't start until you activate your phone. So you don't have to worry about that. The money's not taken out until you activate your phone. So get back to the leader that invited you today on the call, and they will go through the detail and get you signed up, because you want to get involved with this for your own health and for your community, for your family, and then help the world. Oh, you can make money using this and helping people overcome their challenge. You can make residual money because everyone you sign up, it's like a residual. Every time that phone bill is calculated, you're making 40% of the person that you signed up first line to you. So that's around $25 monthly that you're going to get, all the way down to $6 and $3. These are residual incomes. So even after that, a 5x5 matrix, 3,200 people on the board, you multiply that times 25, you know, you're going to make a lot of money. In a perfect world, that may or may not happen, but you're going to make more than you could ever imagine just by sharing this with people. $253 for signing it up, and the money's in your account before the credit card clears. You see it in your back office. I love this company. They have integrity. The people at the top are honest. There was a mistake made. They contacted me and corrected the mistake before I caught it. I've never been involved in anything so honest. And at this point in time, and yet I'm an honest guy, but I'm telling you, but these guys are really, really fair. You can call that 1-800 number and get somebody on the phone, or they get back to you. I was not privileged to that in other energy type companies. I mean, you couldn't get anybody on the phone. No one ever called me back. And even my upline sometimes didn't know how to help me and didn't know where to get the help from. That's not the case here. We have Dr. Goodman, who is a medical doctor, and you all need to visit her website. And you have me, the naturopath, Dr. Mark Armstrong, 28 years of serving his community. I've been the guy that go into hell with a gas can and get people out and get them well. With God's help. I'm committed to it. And now that we found this vehicle, we can expand that commitment to even more people. So help me by joining our mission. Thank you.
What's the name of the company? What's the name of the company, Doc?
It's called AO Scan. AO Scan. Yes. Please get back, Ken, to the person that invited you, and they can get you signed up. You want to sign up with a distributor in the company, and the person that invited you is the best person to see. And you have us for the whole entire time that we are breathing. We're going to be doing this. This is what we do.
Yes, sir. Say that now.
This is what we do.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dr. Mark.
You're welcome.
Great.
All right. God bless everyone. Good night.
Thank you, Dr. Mark.
All right. Take care. We'll see you soon. See you tomorrow night. Tell your friends.
Yes.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you. Same link? Is it the same link, Dr. Mark?
Yes, same link, same time, 8 o'clock. I'll be on a little early, so if you want to chat it up, I'll be on around 7:45, 7:40-ish, and I can answer questions. 8 o'clock showtime. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you recorded it, can you send us the recording?
I have audio visual help, so I can ask that they put that link up and get it going. Yes.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It was so informative.
The last thing I want to say is we make no medical claims. We're not diagnosing, prescribing, or treating. This is just educational purposes. We are providing, okay, based upon consciousness. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.